Hey, welcome back to my channel Endless Pages. I'm Liv. Welcome to today's video, which is a library haul. I work at a library, I do shelving shifts there every week, and it's dangerous because my physical library TBR has now gotten just as out of control as my owned TBR. Yeah, I also went on a bit of a book buying ban in November. Not a bit of. I didn't buy a book for the whole of November, so I substituted that through just borrowing a crap ton of books instead. So I'm going to talk to you about a few of the books I've gotten from the library recently. First up, I'm reading a non-fiction, which means the chances of me actually reading this book are low, but not impossible, and that is Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. Ronan Farrow is a journalist, and this book is about him and his producers starting to research this story that they hear about that one big-time Hollywood producer is a serial abuser. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I did look this up. I believe they are talking about Harvey Weinstein. This book is also talking about the intimidation and surveillance tactics that were used in him on him and his team and other people that have tried to get the truth out there, and the story focuses on the women who risked everything to expose the truth. So this sounds like it'll be a bit of a confronting read, so I will probably take my time with it and read it in bits, but yes, it will be interesting to hear a first-hand account of someone who was like intimidated into not telling the truth and what that experience was like for him. And yeah, I think it's an important read to hear about these women's stories that risk their safety, their family and friends' safety, to get the truth out there and, you know, show the strength and give other women the courage to also come forward. So I feel like this will be a good read. He is apparently a winner of the Pulitzer Prize, so I'm assuming the writing will be great as well. Next up, I got Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesare. This is a young adult horror. We follow Quinn, who moves to this small town called Kettle Springs. The town's not doing great. There is a factory, the only factory in town's been shut down. The town blames the kids because they threw a party where someone died, and then they set fire to the abandoned factory, but the kids see it actually the other way around, and kind of had this battle in this town between old and new and tradition and progress. But the town has this clown mascot that, quote, decides to, he's a homicidal clown who decides to end it for good. So it sounds kind of, it's giving me like YA Stephen King kind of vibes, like it's just like a YA version of It. And I have absolutely no interest in watching or reading It because trauma, and I've heard some of the crap that happens in the book. So hell no. So a YA version I think is a nice medium for me because I'm really scared and I scare easy and I don't want to watch it. Speaking of Stephen King, I got the first book in the Dark Tower series, The Gunslinger. This was also impossible to find. Like, it's never available at my library, and again yesterday I saw it and I was like, no, we're not missing out on this opportunity to get this book. So I picked this book up because I watched the movie that came out a couple of years ago of this, and I know it's didn't really do well in cinemas and fans did not like it, but I went in with just watching it for the first time, not having read the book, so I didn't have that bias, and I really enjoyed the movie. Like, it's one of those movies that like everyone hated, but I didn't mind. It was fun. I liked the movie. I've watched it a couple of times actually, but I wanted to check out the source material. This book follows Roland, who is the last gunslinger. He is on kind of this journey of good and evil in his pursuit of the man in black. Along his journey, he meets an alluring woman and a human boy called Jack. That's literally all the blurb says. It's very like mysterious and not very detailed, but I know the basic plot from the movie. I don't know how much has been changed, so that will be interesting to see. Next up, I got Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. This is the first book in a series about Grand Admiral Thrawn. I believe his character has appeared in other Star Wars books that I haven't read, but that's okay. I got told it's okay. I don't have to read those ones. This is just a series about his, I guess, beginnings and rise through the Imperial ranks. I hear that this is a very popular character. I'm really intrigued about this series. I have been wanting to read more Star Wars books for a long time. I've only ever read like 2 or 3 other ones. This one seems to be a very, very popular one though, and I just like the idea of reading a book from the villain's perspective. Next up, I got The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. This is a young adult graphic novel queer romance. It looks so cute. I have been wanting to give this one a try for a very, very long time, and my reserve finally came in. This is about 15-year-old Morgan, who lives on this tiny island which she can't wait to escape her divorced mother, her volatile brother, and her group of friends that don't really know her that well, and her big secret is that she wants to kiss girls. One night she almost drowns and she's rescued by a girl called Kelty, but Kelty has some secrets of her own and they start to fall in love, and everything they have been trying to hide will come to the surface whether they like it or not. This sounds adorable. I cannot wait. I cannot wait just to read this with a big smile on my face. Next up, I got Black Hawks by David Ragg. This was really more of a cover spot. I saw this book sitting in the library with the cover on display for like every shift I worked, and I thought the cover was so cool and I was going to grab it, but luckily I actually did some research and found out that that was a sequel in the Articles of Faith series, so luckily they had the first book, The Black Hawks. This is about Vedran, who is bound by an oath into service to his lazy step-uncle, and he really dreams of glory and going home, and then an opportunity arises. There is invaders in the kingdom and it throws the kingdom into chaos, and there's an opportunity. He has to escort a prince to safety, and if he does it successfully, he is no longer bound by his oath. So yeah, he's basically escorting the prince while being trailed by assassins, and he does it with the Black Hawk Company, which is a group of mercenaries fighting without equal and a scrapping pack of rogues. So this sounds actually really fun, and I hope it's fun, like fast-paced and action-packed. The next book, it gives me real like Handmaid's Tale vibes, which I did like that book. Like I loved the plot and the idea behind it, just didn't really like the book itself. So I feel like this is kind of a second chance for me to read a book with this similar vibe, and that is Vox by Christina Dalcher. This is about Jean. Jean is limited to 100 words a day, otherwise she will be shocked by electricity, and then a new government kind of takes control and everything changes, but only if you're a woman. Women lose their passports, their jobs, and young girls are no longer being taught to read or write. For every woman that is being silenced, Jean will reclaim her voice, and this is only just the beginning. Next up, I purely got this book because I know it's popular, and that's the only reason I got it. That is Gilded by Marissa Myers. I believe, is this technically like a Rumpelstiltskin retelling? Tell me if I'm wrong, I don't really know. This is about a girl that is cursed by the god of lies as a baby, and then she is given the ability to spin these fantastical stories that people believe to be untrue. And then this catches the attention of this guy called the Earl King and his kind of undead hunters, and he imprisons her in his castle and gives her the impossible task of spinning straw into gold. She must complete this or she will be killed for telling falsehoods. And then in her desperation she summons this boy and he agrees to help her for a price. And she realizes that there is more than one secret hidden in the castle walls, including an ancient curse that must be broken if she hopes to end the tyranny of the Elf King and his wild hunt forever. This is young adult. I'm very curious about it. I don't know if it's going to be my kind of thing or not. We'll see. So those are all the books I got from the library recently. I don't know why I get so many, because I never read them in time and keep renewing them, and then don't read them in time and have to return them and wait for them to be available again. So pretty silly behavior, but I don't know, I get excited when I see so many good books available. I get excited. I get overexcited. But anyway, let me know in the comments, have you read any of these books? Which should I prioritize? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. As always, all of my social media links are in the description below, and I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye!